and how to roam the dunes unafraid. Everything here defies our expectations. Brides lose teeth before marriage, washing with water is rare, and jealousy simply doesn't occur. Welcome to the realm of perhaps the most astonishing people in Africa, and it becomes even more extraordinary. You arrive as visitors, and they greet you with calm curiosity. No one bombards you with questions. No one displays excessive emotions. They do not openly exhibit surprise or excitement. Instead, they simply watch. The men appraise you with piercing stares. The women offer gentle smiles, and the barefoot children, dobed in, dart about, stealing furtive glances at the newcomer. You feel immersed in an age-old rite, though not a single word is uttered. Your initial examination has already begun. They seek to determine who you are. Are you a guest, a stranger, or perhaps a fragment of their own world? Should you be deemed a guest, they will present you with food and invite you to sit by the fire. You will be welcomed, though with restraint, as every movement you make is watched intently. This is a test, not articulated through speech, but conveyed by gestures, glances, and silent patience. They pose no needless questions, yet every query has an answer, if you know how to listen. If you remain a stranger, they will not send you away, but warmth will elude you. No fragrant smoke will purify you, nor will you receive the warming nighttime brew. You will exist among them, but not with them. They won't ask your name, yet they will make you feel that you are merely an incidental presence. Yet should you become part of their circle, a woman may choose you, perhaps the one whose eyes have followed you in silence. She will not proclaim her choice aloud, but her gesture will be unmistakable. When that moment comes, no one will object, not even her husband. Their tradition of welcoming guests is no superficial gesture, but a profound cornerstone of culture. Why her husband consents, this we will uncover later. First, however, let us explore the dish served when you are accepted as a guest. Once your status is confirmed, you are seated by the flames and offered sustenance, though familiar flavors should not be expected. There are no gourmet creations here, no exotic spices, not even commonplace salt. They eat what the land provides and what endures under relentless heat and drought. The centerpiece is a thick porridge of maize, slow-cooked over open embers. You pinch off portions with your fingers, rolling them into small balls. A generous helping signals high regard. It means you have truly been embraced. But this is merely the beginning. When the tribe wishes to bestow special honor, they offer you a nourishing, milk-based drink enriched with prized animal essences. This concoction is a sacred source of vigor and endurance. Freshly mixed with select ingredients, it transcends mere nourishment. It is ritual. Accepting it brings you closer to their world. Meat, by contrast, appears only on rare and momentous occasions, weddings, celebrations, or new births. Receiving a morsel of meat marks you as a distinguished guest. Yet the feast is only the opening act. After the meal, the tribe will make their final judgment of who you are. If they truly welcome you, the experience extends beyond supper. Alongside his wife, you will not merely observe their life, you will partake in it. Decline, and you remain a stranger peering through a narrow slit. Accept, and you cross a threshold where your own rules turn to dust. How does a night unfold for a tourist in a homestead? How does a woman prepare for the night? Preparation begins long before dusk falls, much like our own customs. Yet in a dwelling there is no water bath, only a smoke bath without water or soap. Before the guest arrives, the woman lights a fire of aromatic herbs in her hut, wraps herself in a dense cloth, and lets the smoke permeate her skin. It cleanses her of odors and germs, but it also serves as a ritual of renewal, part of an age-old tradition. Next, she coats her body with a blend of fat, a natural barrier against sun, wind, and insects. This mixture imparts a deep red hue, symbolizing feminine beauty and health. To complete her attire, she dons necklaces and armlets that display her status. Then she is ready to receive the visitor. When may the tourist enter? The hut, called an is circular, crafted from mud, dung, and branches. Inside, perpetual twilight reigns, and the air carries a warm, earthy scent. Entry is only permitted once the sun's fury has waned. A tourist cannot simply enter. An invitation is required. Shoes are removed at the threshold to keep sand at bay. Inside, furniture is sparse. A simple wooden frame draped with animal hides serves as a bed, its taut leather surface replacing a mattress. Bundled cloths stand in for pillows. At the center, the hearth, by day the cooking source, by night a gentle warmth against the desert's chill. What transpires during the night when a woman has offered herself to the guest? Her husband steps out in silence, an act of respect. No scenes are made, no questions arise. This practice is woven into daily life, honed over centuries. The woman shows neither shyness nor coquettishness. She welcomes the guest as naturally as one accepts the passing of time. There is no compulsion. If the tourist is not ready to embrace this hospitality, he may refuse without provoking anger or judgment. It is a choice, not an obligation. How does the dawn break? With the first rays, the village stirs. Men set off to tend the livestock, women kindle fires and prepare food, barefoot children scamper across the compound. No one speaks of the previous night. It is not customary to revisit what has transpired. Life continues as before. For the night held no special significance, merely one of many. Yet for the traveler, it often becomes that singular experience that draws him back to the lands one day. Their customs inspire wonder, debate, and admiration, yet remain unchanged. The tribe exists by its own laws. There is no haste, no rigid prohibitions, no dependence on modern civilization. While others race after progress, they count stars, inhale the fragrance of their smoke baths, and live as their ancestors have for generations. But what if you were offered a life without water, without electricity, free of jealousy? Could you embrace such rules, or does civilization already hold you too tightly? Share your thoughts in the comments. Did you know that there is a country in South America where the jungle remains untouched, where women of indigenous tribes walk naked through the forest defying modernity, where gold and diamonds lie buried beneath the earth, a land so little explored that many cannot even locate it on a map? We are talking about Guyana, a nation shrouded in mystery where nature reveals itself in its and most untamed form. Here, the jungle giants soar to astonishing heights, creating an impenetrable canopy of green. In their shadow roam extraordinary creatures, from tiny golden frogs hiding in colossal bromeliads to the enigmatic Andean rock rooster, a bird with vibrant orange plumage straight out of a fairy tale. But if there is a place that embodies Guyana's indomitable spirit, it is undoubtedly the majestic Falls. At over 220 meters tall, it is 5 times higher than Falls. Its power is so immense that the roar of the plunging water carries for kilometers. The mist rises in a spectacle that seems otherworldly. Those fortunate enough to witness it in person claim its beauty is utterly mesmerizing. Yet is more than a natural wonder. For the people, this waterfall is a sacred site, a living testament to the sacrifice of their great chief. According to legend, in a desperate bid to save his people from impending war, offered his life to the gods by leaping into the chasm, becoming the eternal spirit of these waters. His story lives on among the locals, who see in the falls not just a natural marvel, but a symbol of courage, selflessness, and reverence for nature. But this is only the beginning of what makes Guyana such a captivating country. Its jungles conceal not only myths and legends, but also untold riches that have drawn explorers and fortune seekers for centuries. Deep within its soils, miners have braved tropical storms and relentless wilderness in hopes of uncovering pure gold and the world's most coveted diamonds. Guyana is more than wilderness and hidden treasures. Its culture is a unique blend of indigenous, African, European, Indian, and Chinese influences, creating a vibrant, contrasting nation. From mystical jungle rituals to colorful street festivals in the capital, Georgetown, every corner holds a story worth telling. If the mighty symbolizes nature's untamed force, Guyana's jungle is its deepest and most mysterious soul. Here, under the colossal trees and tangled lianas that hang like living curtains, life moves to a rhythm wholly unlike the rest of the world. Everything in this ecosystem seems designed to astonish and test those daring enough to explore it. High in the canopy, concealed within the foliage, roaring monkeys unleash piercing cries at dawn, a sound so powerful it echoes for miles. On the forest floor, stealthy jaguars patrol the undergrowth, melting into shadows and vanishing in the blink of an eye. In the rivers, dark waters conceal creatures as mysterious as they are dangerous. Crocodiles with motionless eyes, electric eels capable of paralyzing prey, and giant fish like the arapaima, a prehistoric titan armored in scales. Yet beyond predators and exotic wildlife, Guyana's jungles hide living treasures that enchant scientists and adventurers alike. High atop tree crowns, giant bromeliads cradle the tiny golden frog. This minute amphibian, no larger than a fingernail, lives in the water pooled within these plants and is so elusive that few have seen it in its natural habitat. Its skin gleams with an intense golden hue, as though coated in liquid gold, a warning of the potent toxin it carries. Another spectacle for the patient traveler is the Andean rock rooster, a bird that ranks among the continent's most striking. With its deep orange feathers, it appears as a dancing spirit emerging from the forest's shadows. Its song, eerie and almost hypnotic, reverberates through the trees. Males perform elaborate courtship displays, circling and flaunting their plumage in a dance that seems to transcend reality. But the jungle is not only about extraordinary fauna. Scattered among the dense greenery are indigenous communities who have inhabited these lands for generations. The and peoples live in harmony with the jungle, understanding its secrets better than any researcher or scientist. These communities maintain an almost mystical bond with their environment. They use plants for medicine, build homes from materials resistant to time, and navigate rivers with skill that defies the fiercest currents. Their myths and beliefs speak of guardian spirits protecting the jungle, ancient beings lurking in the darkness, and ancestors who still walk among them, guiding their steps. To these people, the jungle is not merely a habitat, but a living, breathing entity deserving of profound respect. Yet not everyone entering the jungle comes with respect in their hearts. For centuries, explorers and fortune hunters have flocked to Guyana, lured by the irresistible promise of gold and diamonds. Rivers like the Essequibo and witnessed countless expeditions, some triumphant, others doomed to failure. Many miners spent years in the jungle, surviving extreme humidity, tropical storms, and the constant threat of wild animals. Some discovered priceless gems, tiny shards of light that became the centerpiece of the world's most exclusive jewelry. But not all were so fortunate. The gold rush spawned tales of betrayal, greed, and survival, where only the most tenacious emerged alive and laden with treasure. Even today, rumors persist that the jungle still conceals vast untapped deposits. Some believe that gold and diamond veins remain hidden deep in Guyana, waiting to be claimed. Yet the jungle does not easily reveal its secrets. Guyana is a land where past and present intertwine in fragile balance, where wealth and poverty coexist in the shadows of ancient trees, and where nature still dictates the rules. But this country is more than jungle and gold. It is also a melting pot of cultures that forged a society unlike any other. Once you have trekked the endless jungle, heard the jaguars roar, and uncovered Guyana's hidden riches, it is time to delve into another facet of this enthralling nation: its people, culture, and flavors. For Guyana is not just a natural paradise. It is a crucible of traditions blending into a globally unique identity. A stroll through Georgetown, the vibrant capital, is like traveling centuries of history in minutes. Here, the remnants of British colonial rule merge with Caribbean rhythms and the energy of a city that never sleeps. Markets overflow with colors, scents, and sounds. Vendors shout the names of tropical fruits in Creole-inflected English, while the aroma of spices, grilled meats, and curry fills the air with promises of an unforgettable feast. And when it comes to food, Guyana is a haven for lovers of bold flavors. One of its signature dishes is pepper pot, a native stew simmered slowly with meat and a blend of spices so rich that every bite tells a story. Equally beloved are roti flatbreads with curry, a legacy of the Indian community. Soft dough and fragrant filling have made it one of the country's most popular meals. And one must not forget, a thick fish soup with banana and cassava, a delicious nod to the nation's African heritage. But gastronomy is not the only thing that brings this country to life. Festivals and celebrations in Guyana are spectacles in their own right. During the Independence Festival, the streets erupt in a riot of color and music. Float parades, carnival troupes, and the rhythms of soca and calypso transform the capital into a non-stop celebration. Another unforgettable event is Diwali, the Hindu festival of lights. Thousands of candles drift on rivers, and oil lamps illuminate homes, symbolizing the victory of light over darkness. It is a magical sight that showcases how Guyana's diverse cultures live in harmony and enrich one another. And of course, no celebration is complete without Guyanese rum, renowned as some of the finest in the world. This golden elixir, with its heady aroma and deep flavor, accompanies countless festivities, toasts, and laughter that lasts until dawn. But beyond festivals and cuisine, what truly makes Guyana special is its people. Its inhabitants are warm, hospitable, and brimming with contagious energy. From indigenous groups preserving old traditions to descendants of Africans, Indians, Chinese, and Europeans, they together form the vibrant mosaic that animates this land. And finally, here is a well-kept secret. Though still relatively unknown, Guyana has the potential to become one of South America's wealthiest economies. In recent years, massive offshore oil reserves have been discovered, drawing interest from investors and world powers alike. Some experts predict that Guyana could soon emerge as a regional economic powerhouse unlike any before. So now you know. What today remains a hidden treasure of nature and culture may very soon become the epicenter of wealth and development. Would you like to visit Guyana? What surprised you most about this country? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm eager to read them. Are you searching for a country where you can retire, relax, or even begin a new life? Especially if you follow the Muslim faith, locating a destination that aligns with your cultural and lifestyle values remains a key priority. In this text, we will take you on a journey through 3 nations where one may obtain permanent residency right from the start. We cover some of the best destinations offering affordable living, flexible visa policies, and safe, welcoming environments. From the regions of Southeast Asia to the Middle East, each country presents unique benefits tailored for middle-aged and senior citizens, particularly those who are Muslim. Let us embark on this exploration and discover which nation could soon become your home. Malaysia, a breathtaking tropical nation in Southeast Asia, stands out as one of the top choices for those wishing to retire or settle long-term. With a predominantly Muslim population, its culture and way of life will make you feel welcomed immediately. Malaysia's My Second Home program is a government initiative that permits foreigners, including those from the United States, to reside long-term in the country. Although the program is open to all ages, individuals over the age of 50 may enjoy additional benefits. Applicants younger than 50 must demonstrate liquid assets amounting to at least 500,000 ringgit, approximately 120,000 United States dollars, and a monthly income of not less than 1,000 United States dollars. While those aged 50 and above are required to show liquid assets of no less than 350,000 ringgit, approximately 85,000 United States dollars, along with a monthly income of at least 2,400 United States dollars. Once approved, applicants are expected to open a fixed deposit account in Malaysia. For those younger than 50, the required deposit is 300,000 ringgit, approximately 72,000 United States dollars. And for those aged 50 and above, 150,000 ringgit, approximately 36,000 United States dollars, must be maintained. Partial withdrawals are allowed after 1 year to cover significant expenses such as property acquisition, education, or health care. However, a minimum balance must remain in the account, 150,000 ringgit for younger applicants and 25,000 ringgit for older ones. The visa issued under this program is valid for 10 years and is renewable. It also permits the purchase of property, subject to the state's minimum value regulations. Other advantages include tax exemptions for importing a personal vehicle or purchasing a new car and the ability to hire foreign domestic help. For those interested in a visit before settling down, obtaining a tourist visa is straightforward. Citizens from the United States and most European countries are exempt from visa requirements for tourism and may stay in Malaysia for up to 90 days. Although the application process for this residency program can require several months up to a full year, thorough planning and consultation with experts or reputable advisory firms can ease the process. Malaysia is remarkable for its low cost of living when compared with many other countries. For instance, renting a luxury apartment in the central area of its capital can cost between 400 and 800 United States dollars per month, while smaller cities offer even greater affordability. Halal food is abundant, ranging from street meals costing between 1 and 3 United States dollars to upscale restaurant meals serving all budgets. Modern public transportation fares are economical at around 50 cents to 1 United States dollar per trip, and monthly utility and internet bills typically come to between 50 and 100 United States dollars. In addition, expansive shopping centers with duty-free offerings further enhance Malaysia's appeal for those seeking a new home abroad. In its vibrant capital, a fusion of modern skyscrapers and bustling shopping centers, thrives alongside treasured Islamic cultural heritage, such as the National Mosque and historic neighborhoods. Here, Muslims, Chinese, and Indian communities live in harmony, ensuring that halal food is readily accessible and that warm hospitality makes you feel part of the community from the very beginning. Indonesia captivates visitors not only with its natural beauty and rich cultural tapestry, but also with an exceptionally affordable cost of living, particularly for middle-aged and senior citizens. When compared to living expenses in the United States, residing in Indonesia can reduce one's costs by as much as 50 to 70%, allowing a comfortable lifestyle without extensive financial strain. In cities such as Jakarta, renting a luxury apartment might range from $400 to $700 United States dollars per month, while renting a house with a private pool in suburban areas may cost between $500 and $800 United States dollars per month. In contrast, similar rentals in the United States typically cost anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 United States dollars each month, depending on the area. Dining in Indonesia is very economical. A meal at a local restaurant may be just $1 to $3 United States dollars, and weekly grocery bills usually range from $50 to $100 United States dollars. In the United States, similar dining expenses can be nearly 5 times higher, with weekly groceries beginning at $150 to $200 United States dollars. Public transportation in Indonesia is also very budget-friendly. Rides on local services cost approximately 25 cents to 5 United States dollars per trip, which is 2 to 4 times lower than in the United States. Furthermore, gas prices tend to be around 40% cheaper than in either the United States or Europe, and combined monthly bills for utilities such as electricity, water, and internet fall between 50 and 100 United States dollars, while comparable expenses in the United States might range from 150 to 300 United States dollars. Healthcare services at international hospitals are similarly affordable, with doctor consultations costing between 20 and 50 United States dollars per visit, up to 70% less than in the United States. Even hiring domestic help is economical, with monthly fees generally between 150 and 300 United States dollars in Indonesia, compared to 2,000 to 3,000 United States dollars in the United States. With a monthly budget of approximately 1,000 to 1,500 United States dollars, one can live comfortably in Indonesia while covering all basic expenses including housing, food, utilities, transportation, and health care. To be eligible for the retirement visa, one must be at least 55 years old and demonstrate a stable income from pensions or assets of no less than 1,500 United States dollars per month. In addition, international health insurance valid for the duration of the stay is required, as is a minimum rental agreement of 12 months for accommodation. This visa permits long-term residence in Indonesia for 1 year, with the possibility of renewal for up to 5 years. Those who are younger than 55 and desire a long-term stay may consider alternative visa options, such as business or work visas, which require an employment contract or a business license, or even a tourist visa valid for 60 days that can be extended incrementally to reach up to 6 months. While the retirement visa does not impose any special conditions for Muslims, Indonesia, as the largest Muslim-majority nation in the world, naturally supports Islamic culture. Halal food, abundant mosques, and community practices ease the integration process, and local consulting services aligned with Islamic values are available if desired. The friendly smiles and warm hospitality of the Indonesian people ensure that adapting to life here is simple for Muslim residents. Turkey is a remarkable destination where Eastern traditions merge seamlessly with Western influences, blending history, culture, and modernity into one unique living experience. In Turkey, you may visit historical Islamic landmarks such as the Blue Mosque, or wander through vibrant traditional markets like the Grand Bazaar in Istanbul. Meanwhile, modern neighborhoods offer chic cafes, upscale restaurants, and busy shopping malls. For foreigners seeking retirement, Turkey remains one of the most affordable countries to live in. When compared with living costs in the United States, expenses here are approximately 50 to 70% lower, while maintaining a high standard of living with a full range of amenities. Turkey provides a wide variety of affordable housing options. For instance, one can rent a luxury apartment in coastal cities like Antalya or Izmir for roughly 300 to 600 United States dollars per month, or purchase an attractive seaside home for between 50,000 and 100,000 United States dollars. These prices are notably lower than the average home price in the United States, which is around 300,000 United States dollars or more. Dining in Turkey is also very cost-effective. A meal at a local restaurant might cost anywhere between 3 and 10 United States dollars, whereas a fine dining experience for two typically costs between 20 and 50 United States dollars. Fresh produce including fruits, vegetables, and halal meat is readily available and budget-friendly at traditional markets, offering significant savings over grocery shopping in the United States. Turkey also boasts a modern public transportation system where a bus, metro, or tram ride costs approximately 50 cents to 1 United States dollar per trip, and domestic flights can be found for as little as 2 to 50 United States dollars. Monthly utility bills, covering electricity, water, internet, and gas, for a medium-sized apartment generally fall between 50 and 100 United States dollars. Hiring full-time domestic help costs roughly 200 to 300 United States dollars per month, a fraction of what similar services might cost in the United States. Healthcare in Turkey is modern and affordable. For example, a private doctor's consultation costs between 20 and 50 United States dollars, and comprehensive health insurance for foreigners ranges from 50 to 150 United States dollars per month, which is considerably lower than expenses in the United States, where a single doctor visit without insurance might cost from 150 to 300 United States dollars. For Americans considering Turkey as a potential retirement or exploration destination, it is essential to understand the available visa options and application procedures to ensure a smooth residency process. Although Turkey does not have a specific retirement visa program, Americans have options such as applying for a tourist visa for short visits, a procedure that is generally simple and expeditious, or obtaining a short-term residence permit for stays longer than 90 days. This permit can typically last from 6 months to 2 years and may be renewed. After residing continuously in Turkey for 8 years on a short-term permit, one may even apply for long-term residency, granting an indefinite stay. The permit application process usually requires a passport that remains valid for at least 60 days beyond the requested permit period. A completed application form accompanied by 2 color photographs taken against a white background of dimensions 3.5 by 4.5 centimeters. Proof of financial means through bank statements or similar documents. Proof of health insurance covering the entire duration of the stay. And verification of accommodation in Turkey through a lease agreement or property ownership papers. Although official communications and processes are primarily conducted in Turkish, knowing some basic phrases or securing translation assistance can be very beneficial. For example, while coastal areas like Antalya enjoy moderate weather year-round, cities such as Istanbul may experience cold, damp winters, so preparing appropriate clothing is advisable. A valid residence permit is also necessary to open a bank account in Turkey. The warm hospitality of the Turkish people and the widespread availability of halal food and mosques make it very easy for Muslims to integrate and thrive in their local communities. In summary, these 3 nations offer remarkable opportunities for anyone looking to retire, relax, or start a new chapter in life, particularly in locations that resonate with your culture and values. From affordable living and seamless residency processes to warm, inviting communities, each destination has distinct advantages. Which country appeals to you the most? Let these insights guide your planning as you prepare for your future home abroad. Many cultures have a different concept of fidelity than most of us do, but there is one country where husbands offer their wives as a token of gratitude. In this new video, we explore in detail Canada, one of the most inhospitable and cold, yet beautiful and mysterious places on the planet. Canada is full of astonishing curiosities. For instance, if you visit an Inuit family, the owner of the household might offer you his own wife for a night's company. This is a nation that also features the only landing strip built expressly for unidentified flying objects, and a law that allows citizens to pay taxes in exchange for seal paws. It is also a place where, in some communities, bodies are kept in garages or basements until summer arrives so that proper burial can be arranged. Do not miss this video because every detail is bound to surprise you. Canada, as many people may not know, is the second largest country in the world by land area and boasts a rich natural and cultural diversity that makes it one of the most impressive gems on the American continent. Located at the northern tip of North America, Canada shares a border with the United States to the south and stretches into the Arctic in the north, encompassing landscapes that range from majestic mountains to vast prairies, powerful rivers, and endless boreal forests. Known for its stunning natural beauty, diverse wildlife, and indigenous communities that deeply enrich its history and culture, Canada offers a unique blend of modernity and tradition. From the vibrant urban life of Toronto to remote Inuit villages in the far north, the country preserves its biodiversity through an extensive network of national parks and nature reserves. The climate varies significantly from one region to another and from season to season. Generally, the nation experiences long, cold winters, especially in the northern regions where temperatures can drop below -30 degrees Celsius. Because of this, some of the coldest places on Earth exist in Canada, where the ice is so thick it never melts, leading to unusual situations such as residents in certain northern areas having to store the deceased in garages and warehouses during winter because digging graves was impossible. We will delve into these and other fascinating curiosities in detail. It is also important to note that during winter, the entire northern hemisphere of the country freezes, and some of the coldest temperatures in history have been recorded here, dropping to more than 63 degrees Celsius below zero. By contrast, summers are short but pleasant, with temperatures rising above 30 degrees Celsius in southern provinces like Ontario and British Columbia to temper the extreme cold of the north. The name Canada derives from the Iroquoian word meaning settlement. This name was adopted by colonizers who established various settlements in this vast region, and it eventually became the official name of the country when it gained independence from the United Kingdom in 1867. Canada is accessible by air, sea, and land, boasting major international airports such as the one in Toronto and another in Vancouver. Its geographic and cultural diversity makes it an exciting destination for adventurous travelers and nature lovers from around the world. Covering an area of approximately 10 million square kilometers, Canada is large enough to encompass several of the major countries of South America, such as Brazil and Mexico, combined. This vast territory makes Canada the second largest country on the planet, surpassed only by Russia. Despite its enormous size, its estimated population is only around 38 million inhabitants, giving it one of the lowest population densities in the world. This reality has allowed Canada to preserve extensive and diverse natural ecosystems, turning the country into a true natural paradise. Its landscapes range from the tropical rainforests of the Pacific coast to the Arctic tundra of the north. One wild wonder of Canada is the Polar Bear Island in Churchill, Manitoba. This location is famous for autumn sightings of polar bears, attracting visitors worldwide who wish to observe these majestic animals in their natural habitat. Canada is home to the largest population of wild bears, with approximately 15,000 of the 25,000 polar bears in the world residing within its borders. In addition, the country supports large populations of black bears, grizzlies, and other bear species. If there is one place in the world where observing these magnificent animals is easier, it is the Polar Bear Island of Churchill. Another impressive phenomenon in Canada occurs in Fundy Bay, known for having the highest tides in the world, a true marvel of nature that leaves visitors in awe of its power and beauty. The country also contains marvels like the Carcross Desert in the Yukon, considered the smallest desert in the world, adding a unique touch to Canada's vast array of landscapes. Though it may sound surprising, Canada has more lakes than the rest of the world combined, with around 3 million lakes that contain 20% of the planet's freshwater reserves. Among them, the Great Bear Lake stands as one of the largest and deepest in the world, a testament to the nation's natural wealth. Canada's vast and diverse geography also includes the longest coastline in the world, measuring over 8,891 kilometers, a distance that would take about 4 years to walk end to end. This pristine wilderness, where approximately 90% of the land remains uninhabited, not only allows nature to thrive, but also offers stunning, untouched landscapes that are ideal for nature and adventure enthusiasts. Canada is also home to unique traditions and customs, especially among Inuit societies. The indigenous tribes of Canada, often historically referred to as Eskimos, a term believed to derive from the Algonquian word meaning raw meat eater, have largely rejected that label in favor of the word Inuit, which means the people or real people in Inuktitut. This respectful term more accurately reflects their identity and culture. Interestingly, while most assume that Inuit people reside solely in regions like Alaska or northern Canada, the truth is that both you watching this video and I presenting it are part of the Inuit community. One might hope that every Inuit viewer is already following our content, as it offers an unparalleled look into the world. The Inuit culture is a core component of Canada's identity, making it both unique and globally recognizable. Their traditions and beliefs have been passed down through countless generations. The Inuit, as the indigenous peoples of the Arctic, have developed a deep connection with the land and environment, along with a range of spiritual practices and beliefs that shape their way of life. One of their most important beliefs is that all living beings are interconnected and depend on one another for survival. This holistic worldview is evident in their respect for nature and their careful stewardship of natural resources. Hunting and fishing are fundamental not only as a means of sustenance, but also as an integral part of their cultural heritage, a culture that has enabled them to survive in one of the harshest places on Earth. The hunt for caribou, polar bears, seals, and other wild animals provides food, hides, and other essential materials needed to endure the severe Arctic climate. To move around and hunt, the Inuit and other indigenous peoples of Canada have traditionally used sled dogs. These dogs have been an important part of the culture and history of Canada for centuries. During the Gold Rush era, sled dogs played a crucial role in transporting supplies and delivering mail in the most remote areas. Today, sled dog excursions remain an integral part of life in Canada. If you visit these regions, you may experience thrilling rides pulled by these magnificent animals. Among the various breeds, the Siberian Husky is one of the most common, with physical traits reminiscent of wolves, both descending from common ancestors, and a strong sense of teamwork and loyalty. These Huskies are invaluable companions for long-distance journeys over difficult terrain. Siberian Huskies are almost as important to Canadian culture as its own citizens. Returning to the Inuit, spirituality plays a vital role in their lives. They practice a unique form of shamanism that emphasizes the connection with nature's spirits and the spiritual world. Traditional rituals and ceremonies, including drumming and dancing, are performed to communicate with these spirits and to seek their guidance and protection. Perhaps the most striking custom for newcomers is that if a man is invited into an Inuit home, it is very likely that the husband will offer his wife as a gift to the visitor as a sign of hospitality. Visitors, especially couples, might be taken aback by this practice and find it difficult to refuse such a gesture, as many Inuit consider a refusal a serious offense. Various ethnographic accounts note that when arriving at an Inuit household, the head of the home might offer his wife for the night, and if the visitor does not accept, it may be seen as an insult, sometimes even punishable by death. Although surprising, this tradition highlights that, in Inuit culture, offering one's wife is regarded as a privilege, and it is ultimately the women who decide whether they wish to participate. Fortunately, Inuit women are respected and valued for their hard work and autonomy, and their freedom is honored by their companions. The unusual practice of such hospitality appears to stem from the fact that Inuit communities are very small, so these customs serve to increase diversity in their relationships and help ensure the survival of their community. In addition to lending their wives to new guests, the Inuit also practice ritual pair exchanges for religious purposes, always with the knowledge and guidance of their shaman known as an ekok. In Inuit culture, the ekok is an important spiritual figure who acts as an intermediary between the human world and the realm of spirits. These shamans are believed to possess special abilities to communicate with the spirits and perform rituals aimed at healing, predicting the future, and protecting the community. They are highly respected for their wisdom and deep understanding of the mysteries of the spiritual realm. In the harsh and enigmatic Arctic, shamans are indispensable to the survival and cultural continuity of the Inuit. For centuries, legends and myths of the Inuit have fascinated explorers and adventurers, offering explanations for the origins of the world, the creation of animals, and other aspects of life in the Arctic. Perhaps one of the most extraordinary customs in the country is a law that once allowed residents to pay taxes with seal paws. This may sound bizarre, but in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, a region steeped in maritime heritage and facing the challenging conditions of the North Atlantic, the tradition flourished due to the severe climate and harsh living conditions. Historically, seal hunting was crucial for survival and the local economy. Out of necessity, a peculiar law emerged permitting citizens to settle their taxes with seal paws. This regulation not only reflects the historical importance of the seal hunt, but also the adaptability and resilience of its people in the face of the Arctic's adversities. Another traditional practice in Newfoundland and Labrador is the use of sled dog riding. This activity is not only recreational, but also has deep historical and economic roots going back centuries. For decades, sled dogs, especially Siberian Huskies and Alaskan Malamutes, have been essential for transportation across snowy, rugged terrain where other modes of travel would be impractical. Today, sled dog rides are both a cherished cultural and sporting tradition, attracting visitors from around the globe eager to experience the thrill of gliding through snowy, scenic landscapes guided by well-trained dogs. This practice serves as a living reminder of the profound connection between Canadians and their natural environment, emphasizing the capacity to adapt and endure even the harshest climates that have shaped the history and identity of Newfoundland and Labrador. The extreme climate in Canada has produced phenomena that may seem like something from a horror film. In some of the coldest regions, particularly in Arctic and subarctic mining and remote communities, it was once extremely challenging, even impossible, to perform burials during winter due to the frozen ground. In certain areas, residents had no choice but to keep the bodies of the deceased in garages or basements until the weather improved and the ground thawed in summer. This situation is directly related to permafrost, a layer of soil, rock, or sediment that remains frozen for at least 2 consecutive years. Permafrost is common in Arctic and subarctic regions such as Canada, Alaska, Siberia, and Greenland. In a video about Norway, it was explained that in one Norwegian village it was forbidden to die because the continuous frozen layer made burials impossible. In parts of Canada, similar conditions forced communities to store bodies in garages until the arrival of summer, although nowadays hospitals can use freezers to preserve remains, and this peculiar practice has become part of the nation's history. There are several types of permafrost. Continuous permafrost means the ground remains frozen all year round, which is why some regions have no cemeteries at all. In contrast, areas with discontinuous permafrost, such as Yellowknife, feature patches where the ground thaws periodically, leading to the old legends of preserving bodies in garages until proper burial can occur. The wild nature of Canada makes it truly unique in the world. This is also linked to the fact that Canada ranks as the 3rd country with the purest air on the planet, trailing only Estonia and the Republic of Mauritius, a result of having more than 31% of its territory covered in forests, which account for more than 10% of the world's forests. Canada also boasts one of the longest international borders in the world, shared with the United States over a span of 8,891 kilometers, a record that can be seen in features such as Yonge Street in Toronto, reputed to be the longest street in the world at 56 kilometers. Even more extraordinary is the landing strip built expressly for UFOs. This unusual airstrip, located in the village of St. Paul in Alberta, was constructed in 1967 and is the first of its kind in the world. The village also hosts a museum dedicated to UFO phenomena. Few know whether any unidentified flying object has ever landed on that strip, but it is easy to imagine that if there is one place in the world where even UFOs would be drawn to land, it is Canada. In fact, Canada is the 3rd country in the world with the most airports, 1,467, only behind the United States and Brazil. This makes traveling to Canada by air quite convenient. First, ensure you have a valid passport, and depending on your nationality, you might need a tourist visa or an electronic travel authorization. Canada's modern airport infrastructure and large number of airports make entry relatively easy. Regarding the cost of living, Canada is slightly more expensive than some states in the United States. For example, the price of a cup of coffee in Canada typically runs around $2 or $3 American, similar to prices in major American cities such as New York or Los Angeles. A medium-range restaurant dinner in Canada may cost between $15 and $30 per person, and accommodations vary, with a mid-range hotel in cities like Toronto or Vancouver charging between $100 and $150 per night. We hope that this journey through the mysteries and curiosities of Canada has been as exciting for you as it has been for us. Given the effort that goes into making these videos, we would appreciate it if you left a like and a comment. Your feedback is the best way to help us continue bringing the finest content each week. If you have enjoyed this video and are not yet subscribed, do not wait any longer. Subscribe now and activate the notification bell so you do not miss the fascinating videos we produce every week. Enjoy this extraordinary glimpse into the wonders that this country has to offer. Envision a community where hospitality transcends simply offering food or lodging, where, by long-standing custom, a visitor might share more than mere conversation with the host's spouse. In the icy reaches of the Arctic, beneath the shimmering aurora, dwell the Inuit. Their traditions, shaped by necessity and the struggle to endure, provide a captivating window into an extraordinary way of living. Among these customs lies a practice that could shock modern sensibilities. Within Inuit culture, hospitality even extends to sharing one's partner with a guest. Indeed, you read that correctly. This gesture was regarded as a token of goodwill, a mark of trust, and a way to strengthen communal ties. While it may seem startling to contemporary minds, appreciating this custom requires viewing it through its own historical and cultural lens. Unimaginable, yet not within a traditional Inuit context. Let us explore further. Enduring the unforgiving Arctic wilderness, Inuit women assume an indispensable role. They exemplify endurance, ingenuity, and unwavering fortitude. In a setting where nature is as merciless as it is majestic, Inuit women form the very foundation of their community. Within the Inuit world, women oversee the household, a responsibility far surpassing standard notions of domestic duties. They manage the complex methods of preserving food, vital for survival throughout the long, rigorous winters. This involves smoking, drying, and fermenting fish and game, practices passed down across generations. Their expertise in these processes is essential for their people's continued existence. Yet Inuit women's contributions are not confined to the home. They actively nurture the next generation, imparting the values, skills, and knowledge necessary to flourish in the Arctic's arduous environment. From early childhood, youngsters learn to honor the land, wildlife, and the delicate equilibrium vital for survival. Contrary to widespread assumptions, Inuit women are not restricted to domestic life. They also engage in hunting and fishing, tasks often associated with men. Their involvement in these critical activities underscores their adaptability and tenacity. It is common to find an Inuit woman skillfully paddling a kayak, setting nets, or even tracking large game. Inuit women are, in a sense, the lifeblood of their community, a symbol of strength and resolve amidst a landscape both harsh and magnificent. Their roles transcend tradition and expectation. They are caretakers, mentors, and providers, shaping the future while safeguarding ancestral knowledge. From sustaining life to securing survival, Inuit women stand as the backbone of their society. They embody the essence of the Arctic, unwavering, resilient, and perpetually enduring. Now consider one of the most remarkable elements of Inuit customs, spouse sharing. Often, hearing spouse sharing prompts modern imaginations to leap to negative judgments. Yet within traditional Inuit society, this custom carried a very different significance. In the severe isolation of the Arctic, home to the Inuit, mutual aid and solidarity were essential for staying alive. Spouse sharing, called in their tongue, was regarded as an expression of welcome and generosity toward travelers. A guest offered shelter and, if he agreed, would share the host's bed with the host's spouse for the night. This was not deemed scandalous or immoral, but rather a demonstration of benevolence and communal unity. The woman involved was not treated as property, but acknowledged as an autonomous person. Participation rested on mutual agreement, with everyone's consent considered vital. This spouse-sharing custom also reinforced social cohesion among families and tribes, a necessity in an environment where mutual support often determined survival. It varied by region and community, flourishing in some areas more than in others. As Inuit culture modernized and absorbed global influences, this practice largely diminished. Yet it remains a poignant testament to an era when extraordinary social customs emerged from the imperative of survival. How have these roles and traditions transformed over time? Today's Inuit society, like many cultures, has experienced profound shifts under the tides of modernization and Western contact. Consequently, Inuit women's roles and rights have significant evolution. Historically, an Inuit woman's duties centered on the domestic sphere: child care, meal preparation, and home maintenance. In contrast, the modern Inuit woman's scope extends far beyond her hearth. She now engages in community governance and increasingly contributes to economic and political life. Education, once a rare privilege, is now a staunchly defended right. Many women leave their villages to pursue higher learning, bringing back invaluable insights to enrich their communities. Despite these advances, some traditions endure. Spouse sharing, though rare today, persists conceptually as part of a social tapestry that fosters community solidarity in extreme conditions. The most remarkable trait of the modern Inuit woman is her seamless blending of tradition with contemporary life. She may don a traditional parka one moment and Western attire the next. She safeguards her cultural legacy while driving change, challenging, and reshaping social norms. Amid shifting currents, she carries the enduring strength and resolve characteristic of Inuit women across centuries. She personifies the Inuit spirit, flexible, steadfast, and resolute against adversity. How does the contemporary Inuit woman reconcile heritage with progress? In the Arctic's heart, her life unfolds as a balancing act between two realms. She is deeply anchored in ancestral customs, a legacy rich with distinct practices and beliefs. Simultaneously, she occupies a place in the modern world, linked to emerging ideas, technologies, and opportunities. This dual existence is no small feat. Picture waking to the vast, frozen panorama, then logging onto a computer to engage with the global community. Imagine observing traditions old while navigating 21st-century conveniences and challenges. This is the lived reality for many Inuit women today. They face the pressure to preserve fading ways of life amidst globalization, the allure of opportunities unimaginable to their forebears, and the tension between individual freedoms and collective duties. Yet Inuit women adeptly master this tightrope. They safeguard cultural identity, transmit ancestral wisdom to youth, and adapt to ceaseless change. They attend universities, build careers, and make vital contributions to their communities and the wider world. They do far more than endure, they flourish. In doing so, they redefine what it means to be an Inuit woman now. They prove one can honor one's origins without being confined by them, and embrace the future without losing sight of one's roots. An Inuit woman's existence today epitomizes a harmonious blend of tradition and innovation, a tribute to human resilience and adaptability, reminding us that growth need not erase our essence. Did you know there's a tiny island nestled in the vast expanse of Lake Victoria that, despite its diminutive size, has sparked territorial disputes, drawn hundreds of fishermen, and even become a magnet for thrill-seekers? Welcome to Mingo Island, where economic prosperity intertwines with ancient superstitions, and over 500 residents cram onto less than half a hectare, treating it as if it were their own bustling town. But what is it that makes Mingo so extraordinary? Join me as we uncover the secrets of this speck on the map, whose history is as captivating as it is unexpected. Picture the enormous Lake Victoria, then imagine a mere pinpoint amid that expanse of water. Mingo Island is so small you can barely spot it on a chart, under 1 hectare, not even the size of a standard football pitch. Yet don't let its scale fool you. This speck supports a thriving fishing economy that handles staggering sums of money. Its importance is straightforward. Mingo is surrounded by some of the richest Nile perch grounds in existence, a fish in immense global demand. This abundance transforms the island into a beacon for fishermen from near and far. Though tiny, its waters are a veritable treasure trove, elevating this little island to a strategic hotspot across the region. Often the most valuable places carry the quirkiest backstories, and Mingo is no exception. A few decades ago, the island was dismissed as an insignificant rock. Moreover, locals whispered that malevolent spirits inhabited it, dooming any soul brave or foolish enough to set foot there. Consequently, nobody dared venture to its shores. Then in the 1990s, a band of intrepid fishermen these superstitions and stumbled upon an underwater bonanza, a fish population far more plentiful than anyone had imagined. This revelation altered everything. Mingo transformed into a promised land for anglers, who flocked from Kenya and Tanzania in droves, eager to strike it rich. What was once an overlooked rock became the dream destination for those willing to challenge the old curses and capitalize on its bounty. Mingo's entire economy revolves around fishing. The famed Nile perch is the island's primary economic engine. To illustrate its impact, in just 1 week, Mingo's fishermen can earn up to 3 times more than their mainland counterparts make in a month. Nile perch commands an exceptionally high demand in European and Asian markets. Its tender, flavorful fillets fetch premium prices internationally. Indeed, Lake Victoria's fish exports contribute over $500 million annually to the regional economy, and Mingo plays a pivotal role in that figure. For many, the island is not only a lifeline for its inhabitants, but also a cornerstone for the broader industry that depends on this sought-after species. Life on Mingo is, to say the least, unique. Imagine more than 500 individuals squeezed into under half a hectare, translating to a population density exceeding 100,000 per square kilometer. Homes here are not lavish estates, but makeshift huts crafted from wood and corrugated metal, with every inch utilized and no room to spare. Infrastructure is virtually non-existent. There are no bathrooms, forcing residents to use the lake as an ad latrine, and living conditions are so rudimentary that outsiders might label them chaotic. Yet islanders have adapted, forging a way of life in this extreme environment and forming a resilient, self-reliant community. What appears inhospitable at first glance is actually a hive of constant activity. Small grocery stalls, tailor shops, and impromptu pharmacies have sprung up. Although fishing underpins the economy, the ancillary businesses are vital. From handcrafted clothing to basic provisions, Mingo's shops supply goods and services that would otherwise require a lengthy trip to the mainland. Thus, amid its ramshackle dwellings and cramped alleyways, Mingo has nurtured an informal economy that not only sustains but animates the island, giving it the impression of having everything, despite its tiny footprint. One might expect chaos in a place lacking formal authority, yet Mingo has established a community-led justice system that outperforms expectations. Without a police presence, residents hold regular assemblies where every voice is heard. Decisions are reached by consensus, and remarkably, crime remains nearly non-existent. Since 1991, only 6 thefts have been recorded. Minor offenses like petty theft are met with simple yet effective punishments, a few lashes with a cane. This approach demonstrates that a small, self-governed society can thrive, maintaining balance through mutual respect and cooperation. However, Mingo is not entirely peaceful. The island sits at the heart of a territorial tug-of-war between Kenya and Uganda, each claiming ownership of this small yet valuable land. Interestingly, the conflict focuses less on acreage and more on controlling its rich fishing grounds, especially for Nile perch. In the 2000s, as fishing activity surged, pirates emerged. Seeking protection, fishermen turned to neighboring states. Uganda dispatched its marine guards and established a camp on Mingo. This security came at a cost. Taxes and regulations the fishermen had never faced. Tensions flared between Kenyan and Ugandan fishers, earning Mingo the unofficial title of Africa's smallest battlefield. Lake Victoria is enduring a severe ecological crisis. Over the past 40 years, overfishing and habitat degradation have wiped out approximately 80% of its native species. Yet curiously, Mingo's fish stocks have remained remarkably intact, turning the island into a refuge for those reliant on fishing. This resilience makes Mingo a standout example of survival and adaptation in an otherwise beleaguered lake. Surprisingly, Mingo has begun to attract tourists eager to experience its unusual way of life. Tourist visits are growing but strictly limited to one-day stays, as per island regulations. Despite political frictions, travelers are captivated by this compact community and its storied past, making Mingo an unconventional destination that blends adventure with cultural immersion. Daylight hours aren't the only ones bustling. Mingo comes alive at night. Despite its constraints, the island hosts bars, an improvised casino, and simple lodgings. After a long day's work, fishermen unwind under the stars, swapping tailies and laughter in local watering holes. Though it may appear chaotic, this nighttime camaraderie imparts Mingo with a distinct rhythm and charm. A mere 650 meters away lies Jingo Island, significantly larger yet nearly deserted. Why does Jingo remain empty despite its expansiveness? Here, where the tale grows eerie. Local lore claims the same dark spirit, once believed to haunt Mingo, migrated to Jingo. This ominous presence has shrouded Jingo in fear, deterring most would-be settlers. Only a handful of families and a small team of scientists dare to live there, studying the lake's ecosystems. Meanwhile, Mingo's fishermen choose the vibrant close-quarters life over the solitary, chilling seclusion of Jingo, an emblem of how cultural and emotional ties often outweigh purely practical considerations. Visitors are welcomed almost everywhere in Vietnam, provided they behave respectfully and honor local customs. Have you ever traveled to Vietnam? If so, you surely have a few fascinating anecdotes to share. In this piece, we will astonish you with intriguing details about this exotic land, revealing the lesser-seen side of its rainbow hospitality. You will encounter genuine, carefree smiles, which feel delightful, but be ready for moments that may strike you as blunt or even awkward. Locals here are extremely curious. They will want to know your age, your family background, and even your financial standing. You might think this is mere idle prying, but it goes deeper. Vietnamese people revere their ancestors and uphold a strict family hierarchy. Every duty is allocated according to seniority, so your conversation partner must understand your place in the family pecking order before deciding how to address and interact with you. Forget about standing still in a queue for a moment. Hesitate too long, and you might receive a gentle nudge from someone behind you. Likewise, if you cannot identify which dish you want, a vendor may simply take you by the elbow and guide you to the correct pot. People here are straightforward and open, and they expect the same in return. Vietnam is synonymous with motorbikes. They blanket the roadways in such overwhelming numbers that the country has earned a reputation as a two-wheeled powerhouse. For the casual traveler, simply crossing a street can feel like tackling a wild obstacle course. You have only one option: go forward slowly, deliberately, and with unwavering resolve. Hesitation or retreat invites an unbroken line of scooters to buzz by, leaving you stranded on the curb until dusk. Riders conceal their faces beneath colorful scarves and respirators, practical items chosen to match their outfits, their footwear, and of course their trusty steeds. If you are accustomed to starting the day with eggs or porridge, prepare for a change. Here, breakfast often means a steaming bowl of noodle soup. Strolling the still sleeping streets at daybreak, you will find this fragrant broth, laden with tender slices of meat or fish and bright green herbs, awaits your hunger. It is an excellent remedy for a rousing wake-up. Coffee in Vietnam also offers a surprise. Avid connoisseurs of milk-laden espresso may balk at the local custom of stirring in yogurt or even raw egg white blended with sugar. Brewing this homely concoction is an art form. Locals rarely send you to for the best coffee is brewed on the spot, infused with genuine heart and soul. Have you heard the ghastly tales of dog meat in Vietnam? They are not mere urban legends. In the northern regions, some families believe that consuming canine flesh brings good fortune, enhances male virility, and wards off misfortune. Do not worry, though. You will not encounter these dishes in mainstream restaurants They remain part of the traditional rural fare, and most tourists are blissfully unaware. Speaking of animals, you might see pet owners strolling their dogs or even cats in city parks. On manicured lawns, playful rabbits, guinea pigs, and other fluffy creatures nibble grass under the watchful eyes of their guardians. Ever seen someone walk a parrot? Not perched on a shoulder, but riding in its own little cage. Vietnamese bird lovers often carry their feathered friends to meet up in public squares, where the occupants of the cages breathe free air and savor one another's company. Who among you has explored the lively markets of Vietnam? Vendors here know the true value of their wares, and they rarely hasten to bargain. If you find a price too steep, try your luck elsewhere. Deal makers do not chase down tourists, and they seldom lower their asking price. Patience is key, or you will find yourself shopping at the same stand all day long. For those intrigued by the supernatural, Vietnam is profoundly religious. Even individuals who swear off mass ceremonies honor their forebears at home. Every family shrine features offerings of water, fruit, and fragrant incense. If someone does not believe in a higher power, they still place their trust entirely in ancestral spirits. And here's the most astonishing part. Locals are convinced that in the spirit realm, their departed relatives require earthly comforts. Shops sell paper replicas of money, cars, and even houses, all crafted from cardboard. These symbolic goods are burned as offerings, sent aloft on plumes of smoke to beloved kin on the other side. Vietnamese also harbor a healthy respect for malevolent ghosts, those who died suddenly or tragically and linger between heaven and earth, seeking justice. To appease these restless souls, you will find tiny altars dotting the spots where accidents occurred. Offerings are laid out, and it is believed that the spirits rest in peace once they receive their due. Now allow us to share a chilling ghost story. On February 10, 1970, during the war between North Vietnam and the United States of America, a group of Vietnamese soldiers lay in ambush when they heard a haunting voice calling through the jungle. "My comrades, I have come back to warn you," it intoned. "I am already in hell. My fate is sealed. Return home before it is too late." The soldiers were unnerved, yet none abandoned their post. As it turned out, this eerie broadcast was a covert psychological operation devised by American psychologists aiming to break enemy morale. Although innovative, the tactic never gained widespread use, mainly because it proved largely ineffective. Would you like another taste of horror? Consider the abandoned building once earmarked for an embassy. Decades ago, it began life as a hospital. Construction moved swiftly at first but came to a sudden halt. Workers reported inexplicable occurrences and started quitting in. Experts diagnosed severe structural imbalances that trapped negative energy inside the walls. Locals claim to hear strange noises emanating from the half-finished ruins and avoid the place entirely. Then there are the so-called ghostly villas near the pass of several stately houses that, though barely weathered, stand shrouded in an eerie gloom. Legend tells of a bride who fell into a well on her wedding night. Since then, her spirit is said to roam the grounds, terrifying any who venture too close. Returning to everyday travel in Vietnam, we have already sung the praises of breakfast. However, not every tourist is delighted with restaurant fare. If you wish to sample something bold, local chefs are famous for pairing unlikely ingredients, say meat with sweet tropical fruits, then drizzling everything with a pungent, spicy sauce. Adventurous gourmets will revel in this fusion, but daredevils beware. You might hesitate before ordering it again. Though many travelers pride themselves on leaving no trace, litter is a pressing issue here. Not long ago, patrons tossed their scraps right under their chairs. Nowadays, street-side trash bins line the sidewalks, but waste collection is woefully inconsistent. Efforts to address the problem focus on tourist hubs, yet if you wander into quieter neighborhoods, you may encounter unsightly debris. On a spicier note, certain niches of Vietnamese tourism cater to very specific desires. Although many will tell you that the country is ill-suited for such pursuits, demand only seems to grow. When night falls, clubs and massage parlors become venues for adult entertainment. Every other taxi driver will cheerfully offer to arrange an evening with a charming stranger. Yet travelers who partake in these pleasures sometimes fall prey to scams. Despite warnings not to bring companions back to your room, thrill seekers awaken to find their valuables gone. Proceed with caution. Let us share the experience of a family who relocated from Russia to Vietnam. The father, whom we will call Victor, secured a job where his salary surpassed that of his local colleagues and even his supervisor. Housing costs did not seem daunting at first, until he discovered that thin walls left him privy to every rumble from nearby nightclubs and street eateries. English proved as incomprehensible to locals as Mandarin might to us. Eventually, his family enrolled their daughter in an international kindergarten where lessons are conducted in English. Yet most schools instruct solely in Vietnamese. Hospitals welcome foreigners with treatment fees ranging from 300 to several thousand rubles, though many expatriates complain about the overuse of antibiotics. Socially, Victor encountered little friction. Southern Vietnamese tend to be warm and outgoing, yet he has met individuals who still point and whisper at strangers. "We live on different planets," he jokes. After several years, the couple grew accustomed to local mores and decided to extend their stay once his contract ended, provided they could find comparable employment. Another family arrived in a tiny village, expecting to spend just a few months but ending up staying for 5 years. The mother, whom we will call, describes the peaceful rhythms of rural life, bustling markets by 6 in the morning, schools convening at 7, and workdays concluding at 4 in the afternoon. The standard workweek runs 6 days, a fact she found disconcerting at first but later accepted. Also discovered a labyrinth of superstitions. Certain combinations of numbers are deemed lucky, while others are shunned. If a child's given name seems to bring misfortune, locals may change it immediately. In public transportation, women avoid mirrors and hairbrushes, fearing that reflections might attract wandering spirits and provoke accidents. What else might surprise you? Even in the most upscale hotels, you may encounter insects or lizards in your suite, and in some dwellings, frogs or toads pay visits in sizable gatherings. Tourists often lament that ridding their rooms of these unwelcome guests proves more challenging than anticipated. Vietnamese people take great pride in their culture. Overt displays of affection are frowned upon in sacred spaces, and scantily clad visitors draw disapproving glances. If you are invited into someone's home, remember to remove your shoes as a sign of respect. When purchasing bottled water, always inspect the seal. Unscrupulous vendors may sell you previously opened containers of tap water. Although it is unlikely to harm you, the experience is hardly pleasant. Vietnam generally ranks among the world's safest destinations, but petty theft is not uncommon. Street hustlers abound, hoping to make a quick profit from unsuspecting tourists. Always use licensed transportation services and avoid unregistered taxis, especially if you plan to travel around the Lunar New Year. During that period, most businesses close for 9 consecutive days, and it would be a shame to find the city deserted when you arrived with such high hopes. Finally, a word on morning commerce. It is said that the outcome of your very first transaction of the day influences the remainder of your work. If you pay a fair price to your vendor, you will bring good fortune to all parties involved. Vietnamese generally dislike unsolicited physical contact. Do not attempt to hug a stranger in gratitude or greeting. Here, men prefer to bow slightly or offer a customary handshake. A simple nod or bow often suffices to convey warmth and friendliness. Such is the enigmatic and extraordinary land of Vietnam. To those planning a journey here, we wish you vivid impressions and a safe adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up. Welcome to Colombia, a hidden jewel in South America that has emerged not only for its captivating salsa rhythms and breathtaking landscapes, but also for its vibrant cultural evolution. Often remembered as a country of contrasts, Colombia now beckons travelers with its charm, affordability, and inspiring transformation, particularly visible in cities like Medellin. Medellin, once infamous as a center of crime during the era of drug cartels, has reinvented itself into a thriving cultural and creative metropolis. Today, the city dazzles visitors with its modern transportation systems, dynamic street art, and the warm hospitality of its residents. The transformation is nothing short of remarkable. Areas once marred by violence now burst with life, color, and artistic expression. Neighborhoods like Comuna 13, notorious for its turbulent past, have been reborn as hubs of creativity and resilience, where graffiti murals and community art stand as symbols of hope and renewal. The economic advantages of visiting or even living in Colombia are striking. A meal at a local eatery can cost as little as $3, while a night in a quality hotel room is roughly $35. This low cost of living makes Colombia especially appealing to those seeking an affordable yet vibrant lifestyle. In contrast to the often prohibitive expenses in many parts of the world, Colombia offers an environment where everyday living is within reach, even for travelers who work hard for their money. Geographically, Colombia is a land of extraordinary diversity. Spanning over 1,142,000 square kilometers, it is 5 times larger than its neighbor Ecuador and strategically positioned as the only South American country bordered by 2 oceans, the Caribbean to the north and the Pacific to the west. Its extensive borders also touch Panama, Ecuador, and Venezuela, giving Colombia a pivotal role as a gateway between North and South America. With a population of about 52 million, it is the continent's second most populous nation, after Brazil. However, this density is not uniform. While the western and northern regions bustle with life, the eastern and southern parts, home to the vast Amazon rainforest, feature strikingly low population densities, often with only 1 or 2 people per square kilometer. In these remote areas, indigenous tribes continue to live in close connection with nature, largely isolated from modern society. One cannot mention Colombia without picturing the dramatic transformation of Medellin. Once overshadowed by the legacy of Pablo Escobar and notorious for its narrow, perilous streets and hillside neighborhoods, Medellin has reinvented its image. After the fall of Escobar's empire, largely due to efforts by US-backed agencies, the city embraced change. Today, Medellin's skyline, spread over an urban area of 382 square kilometers, is a vivid tapestry of high-rise buildings and modern architecture, reminiscent of other major global cities. The city has evolved into an economic powerhouse and a beacon of creativity in Colombia. Although remnants of its troubled past still echo in some areas, violence has largely receded, replaced by vibrant neighborhoods that attract millions of visitors each year. For tourists, one of the most enticing features of Medellin is its affordability. The Colombian peso has seen significant devaluation, turning the city into an ideal haven for those who wish to enjoy a high standard of living without overspending. With an exchange rate of around 4,100 pesos to a US dollar, locals and visitors alike can savor a hearty meal for roughly 12,000 pesos, about $3, or indulge in a luxurious night's stay for just $35. This economic edge not only enriches the travel experience, but also makes Medellin a magnet for digital nomads and expatriates seeking quality life on a modest budget. Yet, while tourists benefit from this low-cost lifestyle, many local residents in Medellin and Bogotá live on much tighter budgets. The average income for many locals hovers around $300 per month, a sum that would only buy 20 hours of work in a high-wage economy such as New York or California. This disparity creates a complex social fabric where luxury and hardship often coexist in the same urban spaces. In Medellin, for instance, while visitors have easy access to affordable services like Uber rides, typically around $3 per trip, local citizens frequently rely on motorbikes for their daily commutes. Motorcycles, besides being fuel-efficient, offer the agility needed to navigate through the city's crowded streets, reflecting both the ingenuity and the challenges faced by everyday Colombians. Colombia's charm has often led to comparisons with Thailand, particularly due to its similar balance of low living costs and high levels of unemployment. Bustling street corners are often filled with vendors offering everything from freshly prepared meals to refreshing drinks for less than $1. Yet, life on these streets isn't without its hardships. The equatorial location means that the sun beats down intensely nearly year-round, a factor that can wear down street vendors and outdoor workers alike. Moreover, while the vibrant street life adds color to Colombian cities, it also brings risks. Pickpocketing and petty theft are common enough that visitors are advised to limit the cash they carry and leave valuables securely stored. The complexity of Colombian urban life is evident everywhere, from the lively streets of Bogotá to the bustling marketplaces of Medellin, where each corner can feel like a mini festival. Here, local vendors offer a tantalizing array of culinary treats, ranging from familiar dishes to the more exotic fare like grilled crocodile heads, turtle, or even a variety of edible insects. These markets are also where one might witness the age-old tradition of hand-rolling cigarettes, a practice born out of the high cost of industrial tobacco. In Colombia, even everyday customs carry the weight of cultural significance, inviting visitors to immerse themselves in traditions that are as diverse as they are unique. Beyond its urban centers, Colombia is also home to some of the world's most remarkable natural wonders. One such marvel is El Rio de los Cinco Colors, the River of Five Colors, a breathtaking natural phenomenon hidden deep within the Amazon rainforest. This isn't just a river. It is a living canvas where brilliant shades of red, yellow, green, blue, and black swirl together to create an almost surreal spectacle. The unique hues of the river are the result of a rare species of plant found exclusively in this part of the world, making it a one-of-a-kind experience for those who venture to see it. In addition to its vast mainland, Colombia harbors a little-known island that offers a glimpse into a completely different way of life. Santa Cruz del Islote, one of the most densely populated islands on the planet, is home to roughly 200 residents living in a minuscule area of less than 0.012 square kilometers. This island community is entirely self-governed. There are no formal police or hospitals, and every facet of daily life, from security to healthcare, is managed by its inhabitants. For residents who face emergencies, the nearest help lies across the sea on the mainland. Santa Cruz del Islote stands as a powerful testament to human ingenuity and communal resilience, showcasing how a close-knit society can thrive independently of modern amenities and consumer culture. While Colombia's landscapes and urban transformations are awe-inspiring, its people also leave an indelible mark on the visitor's experience. Colombian women, often celebrated as some of the most beautiful in Latin America, possess a grace and strength that radiates both in appearance and demeanor. Known for their polished style, confident posture, and warm smiles, they capture the attention of those around them wherever they go. Yet their openness should not be misconstrued as a sign of casual availability. In Colombian social culture, courtesy and respect are paramount. For instance, a friendly gesture like exchanging phone numbers might simply be a polite way of maintaining conversation rather than a clear invitation for romance. Understanding the subtle nuances of local dating etiquette, such as the significance of small gestures like opening a door or the importance of punctuality, can go a long way in making a positive impression. Colombian dating culture values sincere and thoughtful actions over extravagant displays. A modest date with considerate gestures often leaves a lasting impression far more than an expensive outing ever could. While many women might insist on splitting the bill or even paying for themselves, the gesture of offering to cover the expense is still seen as a sign of chivalry and genuine interest. Additionally, given the cultural emphasis on presentation, many Colombian women take considerable care in their appearance before a date, making it essential for their companions to also maintain a neat and polished look. In this way, dating in Colombia is as much about mutual respect and cultural understanding as it is about romance. The allure of Colombia extends beyond its cities and social scenes. Its climate, marked by mild temperatures and a steady sky that is rarely too hot or too cold, contributes significantly to the overall quality of life. With no harsh winters or blistering summers, the weather in Colombia remains comfortably consistent throughout the year, making it an ideal destination for both short visits and long-term stays. This balanced climate, coupled with the low cost of living, has attracted an increasing number of expatriates who are eager to experience a slower pace of life without compromising on quality. Indeed, the economic benefits of living in Colombia are evident in everyday services. For example, while domestic help in the United States can cost as much as $15 per hour, the same services in Colombia are available for around $15 per day. This affordability not only makes life easier for local families, but also draws expatriates looking to maximize their quality of life on a fixed income. Such economic advantages have turned Colombia into a favored destination for retirees and expats alike, particularly those from the United States and Canada who find that their pensions stretch significantly further in this vibrant country. Despite its many attractions, life in Colombia does come with its challenges. For many locals, economic hardships persist, and the income gap remains wide. This disparity is evident in the everyday hustle on city streets, where luxury cars pass by in stark contrast to street vendors struggling to make ends meet. Moreover, the ever-present risk of petty crime, especially in busy urban centers like Bogotá's Santa Fe district, means that both locals and tourists must always remain alert and cautious about their personal belongings. Such vigilance is not only a practical necessity, but also a reflection of the resilient spirit that defines the Colombian way of life, a mentality of living every day to the fullest while staying aware of one's surroundings. The country's challenges extend into other areas as well, notably in the realm of scams and fraud. Colombia has developed a reputation for sophisticated con artists who exploit both locals and unsuspecting visitors. Whether it is through elaborate rental scams or fraudulent online transactions, these schemes are often executed with a level of polish and psychological manipulation that makes them hard to detect until it is too late. This underlines the importance for anyone engaging with services or making financial transactions in Colombia to use trusted, reputable platforms and exercise a high degree of caution. In recent years, Colombia has also witnessed a significant influx of immigrants, particularly from the United States and Canada. Many individuals and families seeking a fresh start have been drawn to the country's promise of a simpler, more affordable life. The relatively straightforward residency process, combined with the ease of opening bank accounts and renting homes, has made relocating to Colombia an attractive option. For those holding strong passports, obtaining a residency permit is often a smooth and uncomplicated process. This welcoming environment has gradually shifted Colombia's image from merely a travel destination to a viable option for starting a new chapter in life, a testament to its evolving identity as both a cultural and economic haven. Among the many groups finding renewed purpose in Colombia are former U.S. military veterans. For retirees with pensions in the range of $2,000 to $3,000 per month, the cost of living in Colombia offers a dramatic improvement in purchasing power. Whereas a comfortable lifestyle in the United States might require an income of $6,000 to $7,000 a month, in Colombia, these veterans can enjoy similar standards for merely a third of that cost. This financial freedom allows them not only to live comfortably, but also to embrace a culture that values community, leisure, and the beauty of nature. Of course, the transition to life in Colombia is not without its initial hurdles. The language barrier remains a significant challenge for many foreigners. Spanish, with its unique dialects and regional nuances, can be difficult to master. However, Colombians are generally warm and patient, often going out of their way to help those who are learning the language. Over time, many expatriates make the effort to become proficient in Spanish, not only to ease daily interactions, but also to fully integrate into the community and experience the country from an insider's perspective. Ultimately, Colombia is a land where nature, culture, and human resilience intertwine to create a truly extraordinary experience. From its bustling urban centers and colorful street festivals to its tranquil natural wonders like the River of Five Colors, the country invites visitors to immerse themselves in a world where every moment is celebrated. Life in Colombia is a vibrant symphony of contrasts, a mix of modernity and tradition, affluence and modesty, exuberance and caution. It is a place where every street corner, every market, and every smile tells a story of hope, transformation, and the unyielding spirit of its people. Whether you are drawn by the promise of affordable living, the allure of a rich cultural heritage, or the magnetic beauty of its landscapes, Colombia offers an adventure unlike any other. Here, life is lived with passion and determination, where even the smallest gesture is imbued with meaning, and every day is an opportunity to embrace a better future. As you wander through its diverse neighborhoods, take time to appreciate not only the visual splendor, but also the deep sense of community that defines this remarkable nation. In Colombia, where history meets modernity and challenges coexist with endless opportunities, every visitor is invited to not only witness, but also partake in the country's ongoing rebirth. The story of Colombia is one of resilience, reinvention, and the relentless pursuit of a better life, a narrative that continues to evolve with each passing day, offering both lessons and inspiration to all who venture here. Have you ever dreamed of a place where a simple meal is a celebration, where art and history converge on every street, and where the warmth of the people makes every moment unforgettable? Then Colombia is waiting to share its magic with you. Step into a world where beauty, culture, and opportunity blend seamlessly together, and discover firsthand why Colombia has earned its reputation as one of the most enchanting destinations in South America. The information provided is for reference only, so please do your own research before making any life-changing decisions. Enjoy the journey and let Colombia transform your perspective on what it means to live. Welcome to our journey into the heart of India. In this episode, we travel across a nation of breathtaking culture, hidden treasures, ancient history, unique traditions, vibrant street food, tranquil temples, lively markets, and warm hospitality. From the peaks of the Himalayas to the sun-kissed shores of the south, this vast subcontinent unfolds as a tapestry of vivid colors, intoxicating aromas, and timeless customs. Join us as we explore 10 astonishing facts about India, Facts that will leave you in awe and eager to experience the magic of this remarkable country. India is a land where age-old traditions blend seamlessly with modern life, showcasing a cultural legacy as varied as its landscapes. Imagine a country that offers not one or two classical dance forms, but 8, each narrating its own unique story through complex gestures and expressions passed down through generations. During the vibrant celebration known as the Festival of Colors, people joyfully drench one another with bright powders to symbolize the triumph of virtue over vice. The Festival of Lights brightens homes and streets with millions of shimmering lamps, celebrating the victory of illumination over darkness. From the elaborate costumes of dancers in Kerala to the rhythmic beats in Assam, every region bursts with its distinct cultural identity. This rich heritage is not confined to museums. It pulses through the everyday lives of its people. Although the Taj Mahal and the regal palaces of Rajasthan grace every traveler's itinerary, India harbors a multitude of lesser-known wonders awaiting discovery by those daring to stray from conventional paths. Picture uncovering the ruins of a once thriving city of the empire, now a celebrated UNESCO World Heritage Site. Envision trekking through the lush valleys of Sikkim, where resplendent rhododendrons burst in a riot of colors against a backdrop of snowy peaks. For those with an adventurous spirit, there lies the abode of the clouds, home to living root bridges, painstakingly nurtured over centuries to span pristine rivers and cascading waterfalls. These secluded treasures offer an intimate glimpse into the soul of India, untouched by mass tourism, and where time ambles along at its own measured pace, and the heartfelt warmth of the people captivates every visitor. Delve into India's deep-rooted history that stretches back for countless, a saga woven with the rise and fall of empires, the emergence of religions, and the enduring spirit of its citizens. Revisit the ancient cities of the Indus Valley civilization, among the oldest in the world, predating even the splendor of ancient Egypt, where sophisticated urban planning and advanced drainage systems thrived. Marvel at the grandeur of the empire, whose architectural wonders, such as the majestic marble mausoleum and the formidable Crimson Fort, still stand as enduring symbols of opulence and artistic brilliance. India's history remains not merely a subject studied in textbooks, but a living, breathing legacy manifested in its ancient ruins, monumental edifices, and the very spirit of its people. From the lofty Himalayas to the shores of the Indian Ocean, India thrives as a land where age-old customs continue to add vibrancy and meaning to daily life. Witness sacred rituals performed along the revered banks of the Ganges in Varanasi, where life and death dance in an eternal cycle. Be moved by the elaborate wedding ceremonies, a fusion of rich colors, mellifluous music, and time-honored rituals that may extend over several days. Observe the intricate henna designs that grace a bride's hands, where every delicate swirl and dot conveys a silent language of love and blessings. Experience the sincere hospitality that defines Indian culture, where every guest is treated with reverence and welcomed as a cherished member of the family. This profound respect for tradition permeates every aspect of life in India, shaping its values, its art, and its very soul. Prepare to be seduced by a culinary landscape that orchestrates a rich symphony of flavors and aromas. Indian cuisine is an explosion of spices, each selected to create a perfect harmony. Imagine biting into a perfectly crisp samosa or indulging in the creamy richness of a butter chicken. From the fiery vindaloo of Goa to the aromatic biryani of Hyderabad, every region offers a culinary experience as unique as its cultural heritage. The true essence of Indian food is found amid the vibrant chaos of street food, where bustling markets invite you to savor every spice and flavor in a memorable gastronomic adventure. Amid both the energetic pulse of cities and the calm of natural landscapes, India is home to a multitude of tranquil temples, each a sanctuary of peace and spirituality. Step inside the golden temple of Amritsar, where its gilded exterior radiates in the sunlight, a beacon of hope and devotion. Venture south to the intricately adorned Temple of Madurai, or ascend to the lofty heights of Monastery in Ladakh, perched on a cliff overlooking snowy summits, where monks in maroon robes perform their daily rituals, their chants resonating through the still air. These temples are far more than places of worship. They are living testaments to India's rich spiritual heritage. Prepare to be overwhelmed as you wander through the vibrant markets of India, where every sense is engaged. The atmosphere buzzes with energy and the enticing aroma of spices. Navigate through a labyrinth of stalls bursting with treasures waiting to be unearthed, as the scent of sandalwood incense blends with the sweet fragrance of freshly plucked jasmine. Your eyes will feast on a kaleidoscope of silks, saris, and mounds of spices that captivate and inspire. India's landscape is as diverse as its cultural tapestry, a mesmerizing blend of mountains, sunlit beaches, verdant rainforests, and vast deserts. Imagine trekking in the majestic Himalayas, where towering peaks reach towards the heavens and prayer flags flutter in the crisp, thin air. In just a few hours, you could be unwinding on the palm-fringed beaches of Goa, with the gentle embrace of the Arabian Sea lapping at your feet. India's influence transcends its borders, having shaped disciplines such as mathematics, science, literature, and philosophy over countless centuries. Discover the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, a holistic healing tradition that unites the mind, body, and spirit. Explore the transformative power of yoga, a practice that has evolved into a worldwide phenomenon. As we conclude our journey through India, we hope you feel inspired by its vibrant culture, mesmerizing history, and breathtaking landscapes. This extraordinary country offers a fusion of timeless traditions and modern wonders, promising unforgettable experiences at every turn. Whether you are exploring hidden marvels, savoring the rich tastes of its cuisine, or connecting with its gracious people, India beckons you to uncover its magic for yourself. Keep exploring, and until the next adventure, may your journey be filled with wonder and discovery. Hello, friends. Have you ever dreamed of finding yourselves on an island where time slows down, where snow-white beaches stretch to the horizon, and where warm-hearted locals welcome you with genuine smiles? When people mention tropical islands, thoughts immediately turn to Hawaii, Bali, or the Maldives. Yet there is a corner of the Pacific that remains undeservedly overlooked. Samoa, a place where breathtaking natural beauty merges with ancient traditions, where few tourists venture, and where life beats to the rhythm of Samoa, the unique Samoan way of living. Here you will discover crystal-clear lagoon waters, lush jungles dotted with majestic waterfalls, an authentic culture, and unusual customs preserved over centuries. Today we embark on a journey through Samoa, dispel the myth of an expensive holiday, delve into the nation's past, and learn how modern Samoans live. Get comfortable, let's go. Samoa is an archipelago of 10 islands, but only 4 are inhabited. They lie in the heart of the Pacific, in a tropical climate zone where it is warm and humid year-round. The average air temperature never drops below 25 degrees Celsius, and the ocean remains warm even at night. But it's not always sunshine. From November through April, cyclone season prevails. Powerful tropical storms can suddenly sweep across the islands, bringing torrential rains and hurricane-force winds capable of tearing roofs from homes. The locals are prepared. Their traditional houses are built without walls, resting on sturdy posts so the wind passes through without damaging the structure. During severe storms, schools and offices close, and life pauses until the storm subsides. Outside of cyclone season, Samoa is an ideal travel destination. The sun shines almost every day, and a gentle ocean breeze makes the heat comfortable. Another remarkable fact: there are no venomous snakes or dangerous wildlife in Samoa, so you can trek through the jungle without fear of unwelcome surprises. Samoa's climate is a dream for sun and warmth lovers. There is no winter here. Temperatures hover around 30 degrees Celsius year-round, and the sea remains so warm you never want to leave it. The air is fragrant with tropical blossoms, and a light sea breeze tempers the heat. Yet even paradise has its quirks. Humidity is so high that a towel left outside won't dry even after a full day. Then comes the rainy season. Sometimes hours of rain pour down in sheets, flooding streets and turning roads into streams. The most serious challenge, however, is the occasional cyclone. Every few years, a powerful hurricane can rip off roofs and uproot trees. Samoans have long learned to live with nature's fury. Their open-sided allow wind to flow through, minimizing pressure on the structure. They don't fear cyclones. They stockpile water, reinforce roofs, then gather with family to wait out the storm. Once it passes, they clear debris and carry on as if nothing happened. Rather than fight nature, they embrace harmony with it. Samoa's history is filled with dramatic events, struggles for independence, and remarkable twists of fate. In the 19th century, the archipelago became the object of rivalry among 3 colonial powers. Britain, Germany, and the United States, all eager to control Samoa for its strategic Pacific location. Tensions mounted, and an 1889 war seemed inevitable until a powerful cyclone struck, sinking German and American ships in Apia Harbor. After this disaster, the powers shelved military action and returned to negotiations. At the start of the 20th century, Samoa was divided. Western Samoa went to Germany, Eastern Samoa to the United States. German rule was short-lived. After World War I, New Zealand took control of Western Samoa. In the 1920s, the movement arose, a peaceful resistance against colonial rule. Despite harsh reprisals, the protests endured, and in 1962, Western Samoa became the first independent Polynesian state. Today, the nation takes pride in its past, and its local governance remains rooted in tradition. In each village, the chief plays a central role, making key decisions and safeguarding cultural heritage. Many believe that a vacation in such a paradise must cost a fortune, but that's not the case. Of course, flights from Europe or North America can be pricey, but life on the islands is remarkably affordable. Unlike in popular tourist hotspots where prices skyrocket with visitor numbers, Samoa allows comfortable travel even on a modest budget. And family-run inns start at just $25 per night, and traditional beachfront huts, mere meters from the ocean, cost $30 to $40 per night, breakfast included. Food is equally inexpensive. At local markets, you can buy fresh tropical fruits, coconuts, fish, and seafood at prices that seem unbelievably low by American or European standards. A large serving of fresh tuna costs around $2, and in our restaurants you can enjoy umu, fish cooked in coconut milk, for $5 to $10. For an authentic local experience, visit the Sunday market, where families sell generous portions of traditional dishes for symbolic prices. In short, the myth of an expensive Samoan vacation is completely dispelled. Here, you can relish nature, culture, and local hospitality without breaking the bank. Getting around Samoa is an adventure in itself. Although the islands are small, exploring every corner requires transport. You have two options: rent a car or ride the local buses. A rental car costs about $70 per day, but keep in mind that Samoa drives on the left and roads, especially in remote areas, can be rough. Hence, many tourists opt for public transport, which is a work of art. Samoan buses are brightly painted wooden vehicles blaring loud music, with seats decorated by carvings or even flowers. They have no fixed timetable. The bus departs when the driver decides the cabin is full enough. You pay in cash, and if no seats are left, passengers simply sit on laps. No one finds it strange. Moreover, a bus labeled for a particular destination may detour through villages or drop passengers at their doorsteps. Thus, a bus ride in Samoa is not merely transportation, but an unforgettable experience. Samoa's wonders extend beyond its natural beauty to attractions that make any visit truly memorable. One of the most iconic sites is Robert Louis' house, the author of Treasure Island. He spent his final years here, and his estate is now a museum showcasing his manuscripts and even the room where he wrote. Legend says loved Samoa so dearly that locals nicknamed him Tala the Storyteller, and his hilltop grave remains a pilgrimage site. But Samoa is not only history, its nature is postcard perfect. Waterfalls plunge in breathtaking cascades amid lush greenery, evoking a world untouched by time. The Tai Waterfall, one of the tallest on the islands, is especially impressive. Diving and surfing spots are equally spectacular. Waves beckon surfers to conquer them, and the underwater realm teems with colorful coral and exotic fish. For a full immersion in the wild, venture on a jungle trek, spot rare bird species, encounter sacred banyan trees, or stumble upon centuries-old stone structures. In Samoa, nature and history intertwine to create an atmosphere you won't soon forget. Samoan culture is a treasure passed down through generations. Life centers on Samoa, the traditional social order that places respect for family, elders, and community above all. In each village, the chief holds ultimate authority, deciding on matters from building new homes to organizing festivals and overseeing local governance. Remarkably, both men and women can be, reflecting the long-held recognition of women's importance in society. Women, in particular, preserve cultural crafts by creating locally known tapa cloth made from tree bark and hand-painted with intricate designs. These textiles serve not only as clothing, but also as art pieces, status symbols, and gifts for weddings or significant ceremonies. Samoan jewelry further illustrates an affinity for natural materials. Shell, wood, and even shark teeth, symbols of strength, are fashioned into necklaces and bracelets. Traditions here aren't merely honored, they permeate every aspect of daily life. Young Samoans take pride in their heritage, and each family retells ancestral stories with the gravitas of epic tales. Samoan cuisine is a feast of flavors blending ancestral traditions and oceanic bounty. A central culinary event is the Sunday family meal, where everyone gathers around a long table and dishes are prepared according to age-old methods. The highlight is the umu, an earth oven cooking technique. A pit is dug, a fire built, and hot stones cover the embers. Wrapped in banana leaves, fish, meat, taro, and sweet potatoes are placed atop and slow-cooked for hours, absorbing smoky aromas. One popular dish is oka, a Polynesian take on ceviche, made of raw fish marinated in coconut milk, lime, and garden vegetables, resulting in a tender, creamy delight. Another delicacy is a pineapple-filled pastry perfect for breakfast or a light snack. Yet the real magic lies in the meal itself. Dining brings people together to share news, laughter, and connections, turning even an ordinary dinner into a special celebration. Samoan architecture and art captivate with their authenticity and symbolism. The traditional is a spacious, round, open-sided structure topped with a high-pitched roof of palm or pandanus leaves. This design offers natural cooling through constant airflow, ideal for the tropical climate. In the center stand wooden posts that not only support the roof, but also symbolize family unity, each column representing respect for elders and kinship solidarity. Samoans are so proud of their architectural heritage that modern homes often incorporate elements, such as wide verandas and open communal areas. Equally remarkable is Samoan tattooing. Men receive the or, and women receive the, both hand-tapped using bone and wooden tools. The process can take several days, with each motif carrying deep meaning, depicting status, lineage, achievements, and trials. To abandon the tattoo midway is to forfeit one's honor, so only the resolute endure the pain to completion. Dance, too, is an essential cultural expression. The lively group dance, where dancers synchronize slaps on thighs and chest, and the elegant, flowing, performed by women to traditional drum rhythms. These performances are far more than entertainment. They are living traditions carefully preserved and transmitted through the ages. There are many countries around the world with unique and sometimes strange traditions, but there's one place where each spring, a controversial and peculiar event takes place. A dark market where dozens of young women parade before hundreds of potential suitors. Get ready to uncover the mysteries and wonders of a nation often considered the most affordable in Europe. Welcome to Bulgaria, an overlooked yet fascinating and complex country in the heart of the Balkans. Bulgaria is home to surprising customs, such as a springtime tradition held in the city of Stara Zagora. There, a controversial event occurs where young Romani women are presented before suitors who make offers to win their hand in marriage. This country, older than ancient Rome, holds within its borders vampire graves discovered near a so-called cursed village, and it boasts a wealth of curiosities, from producing the best yogurt in the world to being the site of the oldest known treasure in history. With a past shrouded in myth and legend, Bulgaria isn't just intriguing because of its traditions. It's also the birthplace of Baba Vanga, the blind mystic regarded by many as one of the most accurate prophets in history, even more so than Nostradamus. Located in southeastern Europe, Bulgaria offers an incredibly rich history and diverse culture that often go unnoticed. Though less known than some of its neighboring countries, it has much to offer to curious travelers. Known for its breathtaking mountain scenery, Bulgaria features a varied landscape, from dramatic mountain ranges and lush valleys to sandy beaches along the Black Sea coast. It's also home to the tallest peak in the Balkans, Mount Musala, which reaches an altitude of 2,925 meters and draws nature lovers and hikers from around the globe. Bulgaria's climate shifts depending on the region and season, with warm summers and cold winters. The Rila and Pirin Mountains become popular spots for skiing and snowboarding during winter, while the coast transforms into a sun-drenched retreat in the warmer months. The country's name traces back to the ancient Bulgar tribe, which settled in the region long ago. Throughout its history, Bulgaria has been shaped by many civilizations, creating a rich cultural mosaic reflected in its architecture, cuisine, and traditions. What many people don't know is that Bulgaria is one of the oldest existing states in Europe, having been established long before the founding of Rome. Archaeological evidence shows that Thracian civilizations were present in the area as far back as the Bronze Age. This deep-rooted history makes Bulgaria a true historical gem, and it's not just ancient settlements that tell this story. The region has also produced wine for over 6,000 years. The Thracians, ancestors of modern Bulgarians, were among the earliest known winemakers, and they incorporated wine into religious rituals. Today, Bulgaria remains a respected wine-producing nation, carrying on a millennia-old legacy. This blend of ancient roots and vibrant living culture makes Bulgaria an essential destination for history buffs and lovers of the extraordinary. It's a small country hiding countless captivating tales, including some that seem straight out of horror stories. Among the most curious and controversial discoveries are the so-called vampire graves. Found in various parts of the country, archaeologists have unearthed human remains buried with iron stakes driven through their hearts, a practice meant to keep the dead from returning as vampires. Though rooted in the Middle Ages, some of these graves are more recent, fueling speculation that the myths may hold a grain of truth. Bulgaria, along with Romania's Transylvania, is considered one of the central hubs of European vampire folklore. In rural regions, ancient rituals still persist to protect families from these nocturnal creatures. There are even historical records of court trials against individuals accused of vampirism, the most unsettling part. Some archaeologists believe that the locals performed these rituals not out of superstition, but because they genuinely feared something sinister. From mystical tombs to haunted places, Bulgaria is a magnet for those fascinated by the unknown. One of the eeriest locations is the ghost village of Kovashevo, nestled in the Rhodope Mountains near where vampire graves were found. This village, known for its centuries-old stone houses, is shrouded in an atmosphere of haunting stillness. Though now a tourist attraction, many claim it's haunted. Locals tell tales of figures appearing in windows, strange lights moving through the forest at night, and a family that vanished without a trace, leaving their meal on the table and the doors wide open. Others report hearing whispers in unfamiliar languages as they walk the cobblestone streets at dusk, or claim to be followed by shadowy figures until they leave the village. Whether these stories are true or not, they continue to add to Bulgaria's reputation as a land rich in mystery and the supernatural. Before we take a closer look at the infamous bride market, it's important to understand who the Romani people are. Often referred to as gypsies, the Romani are a traditionally nomadic ethnic group believed to have originated from the Rajasthan region of northern India. They migrated to Eastern Europe centuries ago and can now be found across the continent. Despite their wide presence, the Romani often remain socially isolated from the mainstream populations of the countries in which they live. Their customs and values are frequently misunderstood or stereotyped, and one of the most controversial of these customs is the so-called bride market, which continues to be practiced in some areas. Perhaps the most famous Romani woman of all time, and certainly the most well-known in Bulgaria, is Baba Vanga. She is considered by many to be the greatest modern-day prophet, even surpassing Nostradamus. Though she lived much of her life in a modest rural village, her name has crossed borders and inspired both awe and skepticism around the world. Baba Vanga was born in Strumica, a town that was once under the Ottoman Empire and is now part of North Macedonia. At the time, however, the area was closely tied to Bulgaria, and her family was of Bulgarian descent, which cements her cultural identity as Bulgarian. Her life took a dramatic turn when, as a young girl, she was caught in a dust storm that left her severely injured and blind. From then on, she began to experience visions, glimpses into the future that many believe were eerily accurate. She was familiar with traditional Romani mystical practices, such as divination using natural elements. Over the years, her fame spread, and people came from far and wide seeking her guidance. Her prophecies soon extended beyond personal advice and began to touch on global events, like the death of Joseph Stalin, the sinking of the Russian submarine Kursk, and even the attacks of September 11th. Some believe she predicted a global pandemic as well. Before we return to the bride market, here are a few more intriguing facts about Bulgarian customs. One of the most notable is the tradition of women taking their husband's last name upon marriage. For example, if a woman named Maria Ivanova marries a man named Mikhail Petrov, she might become Maria Petrova. This is not mandatory, but it's a remnant of older cultural norms. One quirky cultural detail that often surprises visitors is how Bulgarians nod and shake their heads in reverse. In Bulgaria, nodding means no, and shaking the head means yes. Try it yourself. Say, "Yes, I love it," while shaking your head, or say, "No, I disagree," while nodding. It's surprisingly confusing. This country's deep history might explain why it feels like time has stood still. Founded in the year 681, after Christ, with the establishment of the First Bulgarian Empire, Bulgaria is the only country in the European Union that has never changed its name since its foundation. Among the most extraordinary finds in Bulgaria is the Varna treasure, the oldest known hoard of gold in the world, discovered in a Copper Age necropolis. This treasure is over 7,000 years old, making it older than the Egyptian pyramids. And speaking of ancient traditions, Bulgaria is also credited with creating yogurt. Though not as ancient as the Varna treasure, Bulgarian yogurt has been produced for thousands of years. It is celebrated worldwide for its unique flavor and health benefits, often winning awards for being the best yogurt globally. Today, Bulgaria is a part of the European Union, but remnants of its past under Soviet influence are still visible in its capital, Sofia. With its Soviet-era trains, buildings, and streets, it can feel like a miniature version of Moscow frozen in time. Just a couple of hours away from Sofia is the city of Stara Zagora, where each spring, Romani families gather for what is often referred to as a bride market. Here, young women are presented to potential grooms, who make offers for marriage. It is said that the price is determined by the girl's family, and based on reports found online, these offers can range from 10,000 to 50,000 in value. This gathering is the most significant annual event for certain Romani clans in the area, drawing attention not only for its cultural significance, but also for the ongoing debates it sparks about tradition, rights, and the changing landscape of modern Europe. Travel is not only about exploring new lands and witnessing breathtaking scenery. It is also about finding places where you are warmly embraced, regardless of who you are. Across the globe, there are destinations celebrated for both their natural wonders and their welcoming attitude toward the Black community. From the dynamic cities of the Americas to tranquil islands in Asia, these countries are fast becoming safe havens where Black travelers are respected, appreciated, and invited to truly belong. This reimagined top 10 list reveals some of the most inviting nations on Earth, where every visitor can enjoy genuine hospitality, cultural diversity, and a rich tapestry of experiences that foster connection and acceptance. Canada consistently ranks among the most popular travel destinations in North America, attracting millions each year with its unique blend of urban excitement and unspoiled wilderness. Beyond its renowned attractions, the country stands out as a place where Black travelers find both acceptance and respect. Canadian society prides itself on multiculturalism, ensuring that people from all walks of life feel at home. In cities like Vancouver, with its majestic mountain backdrops and serene Pacific shores, and Toronto, celebrated for its modern skyline and cultural dynamism symbolized by landmarks such as the CN Tower, visitors encounter a blend of nature and cityscapes that are simply unforgettable. Nature enthusiasts will delight in the sprawling national parks, such as Banff and Jasper in Alberta, where mirror-like lakes, dense pine forests, and snow-capped peaks form a picturesque escape into tranquility. The wonder of Lake Louise, with its emerald waters set against a dramatic mountainous backdrop, and the vivid autumnal hues in Quebec's maple forests, offer moments that transcend everyday experience. Many travelers have shared stories of unexpected kindness and heartfelt connections, recounting how the friendly, helpful nature of Canadians turned their trips into cherished memories. Whether exploring the urban streets, vast prairies, or rugged wilderness, Canada's inclusive spirit ensures that every visitor is met with genuine warmth and respect. Brazil, often hailed as the land of festivals and samba rhythms, is a destination that pulses with energy and cultural pride. Its reputation extends far beyond its iconic carnivals and spirited music. It is a nation where Black travelers feel an immediate sense of belonging. Home to a large population of African descent, Brazil celebrates diversity and ensures that visitors encounter an environment of mutual respect and exuberant hospitality. Brazilians are renowned for their openness and readiness to share their rich traditions, making every encounter a delightful exchange. The country's natural beauty is as multifaceted as its cultural landscape. The Amazon rainforest, known as the planet's green lung, offers an adventure into one of the world's most biodiverse ecosystems. Cruising along the Amazon River, one can marvel at the dense canopy and myriad of wildlife, immersing oneself in a realm where nature and life converge. Meanwhile, Rio de Janeiro's iconic beaches, from Copacabana to Ipanema, serve as lively meeting points where sun, sand, and music come together in a celebration of life. Landmarks like the Christ the Redeemer statue, which seems to embrace all who visit, further emphasize Brazil's commitment to spreading love and acceptance. From the cascading Iguazu falls on the border with Argentina to the rugged highlands with their hidden waterfalls and mysterious caves, Brazil's landscapes are as unforgettable as its people, leaving every traveler with lasting impressions of beauty and unity. Often referred to as the gateway to Africa, Ghana has earned its reputation as a destination where Black travelers can reconnect with their roots in a profound and meaningful way. More than just a stopover on the map, Ghana invites visitors on a journey into the heart of African history, culture, and resilience. Historical landmarks like Cape Coast Castle serve as solemn reminders of the transatlantic slave trade, offering a space for reflection on both sorrow and strength. Yet, amid these echoes of the past, Ghana radiates a hopeful spirit that celebrates recovery and pride in African heritage. In Ghana, history is not confined to the pages of textbooks. It is alive in the vibrant traditions and festivals that pepper the calendar year. Visitors are not merely spectators but active participants in cultural celebrations, where traditional dances, powerful drum beats, and vivid costumes tell stories of ancestors and shared triumphs. This immersive experience deepens the connection between visitors and the rich tapestry of African identity, transforming a trip into a personal pilgrimage. Ghana's efforts to honor its past while embracing a modern, inclusive outlook make it a destination where Black travelers are not only welcomed, but celebrated, making every visit a journey of rediscovery and empowerment. Costa Rica, often known as the Land of Happiness, is a jewel in Central America that captivates nature lovers and adventurers alike. Its reputation for unspoiled natural beauty is matched only by the genuine warmth of its people. Costa Ricans, affectionately called Ticos, embody the philosophy of pura vida, a way of living that embraces simplicity, optimism, and a deep connection to nature. This infectious lifestyle is evident from the moment visitors step onto Costa Rican soil, greeted by genuine smiles and a readiness to share the country's many wonders. San Jose, the vibrant capital, is a cultural hub where bustling markets, historic architecture, and lively cultural scenes offer endless exploration opportunities. Beyond the city, Costa Rica's natural treasures are equally compelling. Manuel Antonio National Park, with its bright blue beaches and rich wildlife, invites visitors to relax amid nature's bounty. Tortuga Island, with its powdery white sands and crystal-clear waters, offers a perfect retreat for snorkeling enthusiasts and beachgoers. For those seeking adventure, the Arenal region, with its imposing volcano, natural hot springs, and cascading waterfalls, promises a dynamic encounter with nature. Whether trekking through the cloud forests of Monteverde or soaking in the serene atmosphere of remote beaches, Costa Rica's commitment to sustainable tourism and heartfelt hospitality ensures that every traveler leaves with a renewed sense of joy and wonder. New Zealand stands as one of the world's most enchanting travel destinations, celebrated for its dramatic landscapes, indigenous culture, and the heartfelt hospitality of its people. The Kiwi spirit, a blend of simplicity, resilience, and a profound love for the outdoors, shapes every encounter. Black travelers find that New Zealand's welcoming atmosphere transcends differences, inviting them to experience the country's raw beauty and vibrant local culture on a deeply personal level. A journey through New Zealand is a symphony of diverse experiences. Queenstown, known as the adventure capital of the world, offers adrenaline-fueled activities such as bungee jumping, skiing, and jet boating against a backdrop of the remarkable's mountain range. In contrast, Rotorua presents an entirely different facet of the country, a cultural sanctuary where Maori traditions and geothermal wonders blend seamlessly. Here, visitors can witness powerful cultural performances, savor traditional hangi meals, and listen to ancient legends that echo through the bubbling mud pools and towering geysers. From the sun-kissed beaches of the Bay of Islands to the dramatic vistas of Milford Sound, New Zealand's landscapes evoke a sense of wonder and tranquility. The nation's commitment to inclusivity and respectful engagement with all visitors ensures that every traveler, regardless of background, can explore these natural wonders with a sense of security and belonging. Thailand, fondly known as the Land of Smiles, continues to enchant millions with its diverse landscapes, sumptuous cuisine, and an enduring culture of hospitality. For Black travelers, Thailand is much more than a typical tourist destination. It is a place where every visitor is welcomed with open arms. Thai society, deeply influenced by Buddhist principles of compassion and respect, extends its kindness to everyone, ensuring that all guests experience a sense of warmth and security. Bangkok, the bustling capital, offers a captivating blend of modern skyscrapers and ancient temples, such as the renowned Wat Pho and the opulent Grand Palace. The city's vibrant street life, with its bustling markets and aromatic food stalls, provides a sensory overload that is both exhilarating and inviting. Venture beyond the city limits, and you will discover idyllic islands such as Phuket and Koh Samui, where endless stretches of white sand and crystalline waters create a tropical paradise. In northern Thailand, regions like Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai are celebrated for their lush landscapes, spectacular waterfalls, and the unique charm of local hill tribes. Whether trekking in verdant forests, exploring floating markets, or simply enjoying a serene sunset on a quiet beach, Thailand's commitment to hospitality makes every moment memorable. Countless travelers have recounted how the genuine kindness of the locals transformed their visits into deeply personal journeys of cultural exchange and mutual respect. Few countries illustrate the transformative power of unity and reconciliation like South Africa. Emerging from a history marked by apartheid and racial segregation, this nation has redefined itself as a vibrant mosaic of cultures, where diversity is celebrated and every visitor is invited to be part of its inspiring narrative. For Black travelers, South Africa offers an experience that is both educational and deeply moving, as it provides insights into a past marred by division while showcasing a future built on hope and collaboration. Cape Town, with its iconic Table Mountain and breathtaking coastal views, serves as a gateway to the country's natural wonders. Here, the blending of modern urban life with the raw beauty of nature creates an atmosphere that is both dynamic and rejuvenating. Johannesburg, the nation's economic heart, pulses with energy and a rich cultural heritage that is on full display in museums, galleries, and historical sites, such as the Apartheid Museum. These institutions serve not only as reminders of a difficult past, but also as celebrations of resilience and progress, where the lessons of history foster unity and understanding. Beyond the cities, South Africa's wild landscapes are a treasure trove of experiences. A safari across the vast plains reveals the majestic rhythm of nature, where lions, elephants, and giraffes roam free beneath expansive skies, offering an intimate encounter with the animal kingdom. The country's commitment to forging a multi-ethnic society is palpable in every interaction, from community gatherings to cultural festivals that unite people from all walks of life. In South Africa, every moment is a testament to the power of human resilience and the beauty of a society determined to move forward together. Jamaica, nestled in the heart of the Caribbean, is an island that pulses with life, music, and a spirit of unbounded joy. Known worldwide as the birthplace of reggae and the home of Rastafari culture, Jamaica offers more than sun-soaked beaches and rhythmic melodies. It provides a deep sense of cultural pride and a welcoming embrace that transcends visitor status. In Jamaica, locals treat travelers like family, with warm smiles and an open-hearted generosity that instantly makes you feel at home. The island's rich musical heritage is not just a historical footnote. It is a living, breathing celebration that can be experienced at every turn. Whether it's the vibrant street festivals, the pulsating beats of reggae and dancehall, or the soulful storytelling passed down through generations, Jamaica's cultural landscape invites you to be part of its ongoing narrative. Beyond its cultural allure, Jamaica boasts some of the Caribbean's most stunning beaches, where golden sands meet the turquoise expanse of the sea, creating the perfect backdrop for relaxation or adventure. Each beach, whether it's a bustling hotspot or a secluded cove, carries its own story of tranquility, energy, and natural splendor. For many, Jamaica is a place where the fusion of history, music, and natural beauty creates a sense of freedom and belonging that is both rare and deeply inspiring. Scotland might not immediately come to mind when planning a tropical getaway, but this storied land is replete with unexpected surprises that enchant visitors with its blend of ancient charm and contemporary warmth. For Black travelers, Scotland offers an experience that is both culturally enriching and profoundly welcoming. The Scots are known for their courteous hospitality and a readiness to include strangers in the fabric of their everyday lives. In the cities of Edinburgh and Glasgow, modern festivals and diverse communities stand side by side with centuries-old architecture and historic landmarks. Strolling along cobblestone streets or sitting in a traditional pub, one finds that every corner of Scotland has a story to tell, stories of resilience, artistic expression, and a deep-seated respect for one's heritage. The country's iconic castles, perched atop rolling hills and rugged landscapes, evoke a sense of mystery and adventure. Visitors are often drawn into legends of knights, battles, and ancient clans that once roamed these lands. Yet amid this historic grandeur, Scotland's modern identity shines through. A country that values cultural exchange, personal connections, and genuine acts of kindness. In Scotland, the absence of barriers and the presence of heartfelt welcome make every traveler feel not just accepted, but truly part of the nation's continuing tale. Vietnam, a nation with a history as complex as it is captivating, offers travelers an experience that is both visually stunning and emotionally uplifting. For Black travelers, Vietnam is a revelation, a place where ancient traditions blend seamlessly with modern dynamism, and where the local people extend warmth and openness without hesitation. In cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, the bustling urban life is interwoven with colonial-era architecture and vibrant street scenes that reflect the country's multifaceted history. Every alley, market, and cafe tells a story of resilience, transformation, and the quiet determination of a people who have reinvented themselves time and again. Yet the true allure of Vietnam lies in its natural landscapes. Ha Long Bay, with its dramatic limestone pillars rising from emerald waters, offers a view so mesmerizing that it feels almost otherworldly. Journey further north to the terraced hillsides of Sapa, where verdant rice paddies cascade over rolling mountains in an endless display of nature's artistry. What sets Vietnam apart is not only its scenic beauty, but also its commitment to creating a travel environment that celebrates diversity. Sustainable tourism initiatives and community-based projects ensure that every visitor is treated as a valued guest, with a personal welcome that resonates deeply. In Vietnam, every meal shared, every story told by a local, and every breathtaking vista contributes to an experience where inclusivity and respect are the norms, not the exceptions. The destinations presented here are more than just points on a map. They are vibrant communities where every traveler, regardless of race or background, can experience acceptance, cultural richness, and a sense of belonging. Whether you are exploring the snow-capped peaks of Canada, dancing to the infectious rhythms of Brazil, or tracing your ancestral roots in Ghana, each of these countries offers unique opportunities to connect with diverse cultures and witness firsthand the power of hospitality that transcends borders. Every journey is an invitation to discover not only the beauty of a new land, but also the shared human values that unite us all. These top 10 countries stand as testaments to the idea that when people come together, respect and warmth flourish, paving the way for a world where travel is synonymous with unity, learning, and genuine care for one another. So pack your bags, set your spirit free, and prepare for a voyage where every destination feels like home. A journey where the landscapes are as diverse as the people who inhabit them, and where every moment is filled with the promise of discovery and heartfelt connection. May your travels be as boundless as your curiosity and as rich as the stories waiting to be told. Embrace the adventure, cherish the memories, and let these destinations remind you that no matter where you go, you are never alone on this wondrous journey called life. In the heart of the Sahara lives a people we know less about than the Egyptian pharaohs. They are called the Blue People of the Desert. They are the Tuareg, Yet their true mystery lies neither in the indigo cloth nor in their camels. Their entire world rests on the shoulders of women. Here the woman chooses the man. She owns the tent, holds the authority, determines the offspring, and everything that moves within her domain. Divorce simply means the man quietly gathers his belongings and vanishes into the sand. No drama, no alimony. If you wish to stay, prove yourself worthy. If you wish to love, seek permission. If you wish to marry, remember that you come to her, never the other way around. Even as her husband, you remain a guest in her home. Welcome to a matriarchy disguised as a nomadic culture. Now brace your imagination, for the journey will grow deeper, stranger, and more enthralling. We travel to a place even hotter than the Sahara itself. Who are the Tuareg? Their history, identity, and atmosphere. They are not merely a tribe. They constitute a civilization amid others, complete with their own script and unique conception of love. They live across Algeria, Mali, Libya, and they survive where the modern world has long retreated, under conditions where daytime temperatures soar to 50 degrees Celsius and nights drop to 5. They sip tea, ponder poetry, and master the subtle